Well, here we are again. I came out to my rock, same rock I sat on yesterday, and Eric and Brian went around to the other side where the big buck was. So plan is I'm going to try to lay eyes on that big buck this morning, and then Brian or Eric or both of them can get on that thing quick before somebody shoots them again. But it's going to have to clear up before I can see anything, because I can't see 100 yards down the canyon right now. But it's supposed to clear like by 8, so should get good after that. I think it's been snowing most of the night up here, and if it clears out, the deer will get up and start moving around hopefully. So we'll see. We're coming down the wire. We got today, tomorrow, and the next day to get this done. So 3 days. At least I told Eric and Brian, I said, let's just work on getting 1 buck down, and then we'll worry about getting 2 and 3 bucks down. That's the plan.
Good morning. Well, we are back at it. More snow last night. Same temperature, about 21 degrees. Casey and myself are on the same exact spot that we were on yesterday morning, and Eric bounced over one more ridge, so trying to surround this area to find that tank that Casey and Eric spotted yesterday. A couple other hunters up here too, so as usual, more competition to deal with, but optimistic today's going to be a lot better than yesterday, so hopefully it turns out that way and finally have a little luck.
Well, I just spotted the first buck of the day. He's on the same hill that Brian and Eric are on. I'm trying to watch where he goes. Really nice buck. Had some does with him. But I don't know if they're going to be able to get a shot at him because they're on the same hillside. But I told them right where he was at, so they might go after him. I don't know. But if this storm lifts and it gets sunny, it's going to be a good day. I can tell the deer are already moving. And I think if this blows off, they'll pretty much be feeding all day. It's cold. It's the coldest day we've had in like a week, so it's always good.
All right, guys, another good morning. I just spotted a bull elk, a really goofy small bull elk, and there's a nice buck right by him, a good 4-point. And again, Brian's closer, so I'm trying to guide Brian into this nice buck. You can see I've got the phone scope set up on the Vortex, doing some video through him. It's hard to see just because of the snow, but I'm getting some good video of him right now. I'm trying to guide Brian in down the bottom of this canyon so he can shoot across. So if Brian can get down low enough, quick enough, he's going to have a chance at this buck because he's out in the open right now.
Alright guys, round 2 here. Got another text message. I don't know why I get to be the lucky guy getting all these texts, but Eric just sent a text that he saw a buck that looks real good. Pretty much the same spot it was yesterday. And when you know it, there's another hunter down here somewhere. He just shot. I don't know what he's shooting at. It's the same buck, if it's a different buck, but that buck Eric's looking at is still there, so just try to work down here and see if I can find him, and then see if we can make it happen. So see how it works out.
Another hunter just shot at that buck, but he missed, and the buck is still over there. Not sure if that other hunter can see him or not, but I'm still trying to get Brian to come down and try to get a shot off him. Really nice 4-point, solid, mature buck. Definitely a buck I would shoot right now. So Brian is working his way down. Hopefully he can get there in time, guys. Whew, such a rush. This is perfect conditions. New snow. The deer are moving around a lot. I've seen a lot of does, 2 bucks and 1 big one. So hopefully we can get Brian on this one and get one down.
Well, it turned out how I thought it would. Deer are starting to move now that the snow stopped. Saw that one big buck down low, right at first light, and then I really haven't seen much. A couple other littler bucks, and then I just saw a pretty nice buck. I mean, he's just a 3x4, but you can tell he's a mature deer, and he's definitely looking for does. He's just walking down the hill with his nose to the ground like a bird dog would, trying to smell some does. So they're out cruising. That's good. Get these big bucks up and moving. Now we can see them.
Well, I'm going to give you one guess as to what just happened. Go ahead. Take a guess. Just not meant to be. The hunter that was on that ridge ended up taking 2 shots. Eric said he never hit the deer, but definitely spooked the deer. So, swing and a miss once again, but spotted a cool buck over by where Eric's at, but he just said he took off after a different one, so I don't know what Casey's doing. He's probably out on that point freezing his tail off right now. But it's pretty good weather. It's not snowing much anymore, a little tiny bit. I can see a bit of blue sky, and if this will just break, it should be pretty awesome. The bucks are out kind of like circling around, pushing each other, rutting hard, or pre-rutting I should say, and we're just in a good spot. Hopefully something exciting will happen soon. Get the blood pumping and try to stay warm.
Guys, I just left Brian, and that hunter missed that buck twice, but I spotted a group of does and 3 bucks, and there is a giant in there. Not real wide, but he's super tall and super heavy. Got a little extra too. They're so far away, it's not even funny. I don't know if I even have a chance, but I'll tell you what, I'm gonna try. Big buck, big mature buck, deep back forks, little kicker on inline, and good fronts. Not great, but good. A buck I'd be happy with, but I've got to move.
I guess Eric found a big buck over there too. He's gonna go after him, and they found a couple good bucks over there, I guess, but he's going after the one. So hopefully today is the day.
Man, talk about a jungle. Walking down this ridge is a joke with all the bloodhounds. I mean, look at this stuff. Thick. Oh man, trying to get to that buck. Got a long ways to go, guys. I've got to not only get down this ridge quite a ways, I've got to then drop off the ridge top, be close enough for a shot. The good news is, I don't think there's any pressure down here. Down here quite a ways. And the deer looked to be pretty comfortable where they were at, feeding out in the open. Just trying to get closer in this mess. Every day we've been out here. So many close calls. It's time to get one down. Right now. On video. Let's go.
Well, I had broke down. I had to build a fire. I thought I was gonna freeze to death. Up on this ridge, the wind's blowing so hard, or it was, before the sun came out. I was like, and these guys dropped me off here and then drove all the way around like another 5 or 6 miles. So I don't have a truck to go back to. So I built a fire and I feel great now. The sun came up and we are still watching bucks. I got 2 bedded right here. I've seen 12 bucks today. I'm actually trying to get Brian in on a 4-point. I better text him real quick. I'll get back to you.
Alright, well, Casey spotted another good buck. Just a little bit below where I was when Eric saw that other one, so got down here, kind of got set up. I guess the buck bedded in some trees about 200-250 yards across this canyon from where I'm at. Don't have very many shooting lanes. You can tell there's a lot of kind of old pecker pole type trees, but I got myself a nice steady rest on a down log, and I'm just gonna wait and see if we can get that buck to come out. Looks like a pretty sweet buck from the photo I saw.
Well, sure enough, I'm getting close. I'm still not to where I would shoot, but the deer are gone. Oh, about halfway down I glassed over there, and all that was standing in that same spot was the second biggest buck. Not a buck that I'd want to shoot, so I don't know. They just came out of the trees when I saw them, so then maybe that big buck pushed those does back into the trees. It's hard to say. I couldn't see him from where I was, but hiking down here on this bench, some fresh tracks. Those are a fresh elk track. big old hoof prints in his bed. These things live in some nasty, nasty timber. Tough to see these guys. But I've got a good little lookout right here. Can't really see a whole lot, but I don't know if you can see this big ridge. The deer were right on that little saddle. But they're not there anymore. I'm not sure if they came towards me or away from me. So I'm just gonna scan everything and make a game plan. I might want to get on that side of the ridge and glass back into these pines. There's been a lot of deer tracks on this side too, so the hunt's not over, but I am way down here. Probably not safe to be down this far without somebody and without phone service.
I got that buck bedded. Brian's right down there somewhere. He's trying to find him. I'm trying to tell him where to go to find him, but just bedded up for the day. Got a bunch of bucks bedded, 5 or 6 I've seen. So they're done moving around for right now, but I think they'll get up this afternoon, move around, depending on what the weather does. Which can I just tell you what sucks the worst when you're out here? Frozen wipes. I'm trying to thaw them out by the fire. Thaw out, babies. Oh no! Don't burn them. Don't burn them. Just gotta thaw them.
Man, there's just no easy way around these giant canyons. They're so much bigger than they look. I just came off that pine tree side right behind me right there. It was thick and nasty. But I didn't come in this far to give up now, so I'm gonna go hunt that big buck still. I'm guessing he pushed his does back into those trees. So I can either sit and wait around all day and freeze my butt off, or get aggressive, keep moving, and try to make something happen. There's a little bit of a draw across from where they went in. So I'm hoping that I can catch them on that side. But getting hot. It's like hot and cold, hot and cold. One thing I got to remember going after this deer or any deer, one thing I just need to remember in general is to stop myself every now and then and drink some fluid and eat some food, because I usually just start tearing around and I'll think about the day and be like, wow, I didn't drink any water, didn't hardly eat anything. And that's not good for you, especially when you're using up this kind of energy. So maybe I'll get up here. I'm gonna walk up to where the deer were, check for tracks, see which way they went, and make a game plan from there. But once I get over there, I gotta be super careful.
Time to warm up. I can't even tell you how good that feels. Still waiting on that buck. It's bedded. Have not seen it yet. Midday, so I hope he doesn't stay down for too long, because sitting here, it's real chilly when you're not moving around at all. So in the meantime, we're gonna warm up by the fire, and the weather's finally starting. It's finally starting to clear out a little bit. The sun is just struggling to peek through. I sure hope it does. Makes it a lot more enjoyable out here. Tomorrow's gonna be so cold. It's supposed to be a low of like 3 degrees. This is ridiculous.
I guarantee you that Brian is taking a nap under a tree right now. Because that buck I was trying to guide him into just walked out in the wide open. I bet Brian's 200 yards from it. I'm trying to text him. Brian, that deer just came out. The buck is walking out of the trees to the right. Brian? No response. It's a dead buck if Brian wasn't taking a snoozer. Man. Hopefully he could text me back real quick. He's right there. Last time I talked to Brian, he was right across the canyon, about 200, maybe 300 yards. It's a good buck too.
Oh man. Just realizing that while I was coming down that ridge, the deer were leaving here. I mean, I walked all the way from that ridge up here to check for tracks. Sure enough, I found them, and they go straight down. So those deer were probably working up the pine tree ridge while I was working down it. Tough to see in those thick pines and all that down timber. I could see them there just through some trees. Decided to make a move. During that move, they made their move to the trees, probably to go lay down in bed, and I missed them. Never did see them cross this wide open sagebrush hill because I literally couldn't, you know, keep an eye on them. But just getting some snacks, getting some water in me. Like I said, gotta stay hydrated and keep some food in you. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a rest and then honestly start hiking out because I gotta go up to that ridge and backside of that ridge before I get out of here. Well, it's just a little after 2 o'clock now, and the snowstorm moved in again, so huddled up by the fire trying to stay warm. It's cold out here now. This cold front just came in and came in quick. But been seeing deer all day. Casey's been spotting deer all day up on his knob, and Brian's right below me, and there's a good 4-point right here in this general area. Probably a shooter. Probably the same buck I saw that guy shoot at and miss earlier, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyways, this is the life, the hush life right here, sitting by a campfire up on the mountain, looking down for mule deer, and got the spotting scope out and the rifle ready. Just need a big one to step out, guys. I'm definitely wanting to hold out for a really big mature buck. Got 2 more days to get it done, so probably hurry. Man, that's a really nice buck. Can't get a hold of Brian, can't get his attention to come check him out. Casey's probably gonna kill me for not going down there and trying to shoot him. But I've shot a handful of bucks about his caliber, and I really want to hold out and shoot a big buck, a big mature buck. There's only 2 days left in the hunt, but I feel like the conditions are probably the best I'll ever get. You know, the best conditions I'll ever get to shoot a giant buck. So I think I'm gonna pass. I might regret that. Solid 4-point with eye guards. He's just a really good buck. He's not real wide. He's just a good solid buck. I mean, he's a great representation of the mule deer species. Perfect frame, eye guards, you know, nice width. But I've seen too many bigger bucks pull the trigger on that one with 2 days left. So he's safe today. He got shot at twice and got missed, but he's gonna make it through the night, I promise you that. Unless another hunter that has never killed a buck shows up, then I'll help him. That'd actually be a lot of fun.
Well, the day is ending just the way it started. Snowing. We had a couple breaks of sunshine, but a lot of snow showers off and on most of the day. Super cold. Casey said he wants to throat punch me. That was the last text I got from him. Evidently that deer that was bedded got up. It was like 200 yards from me. Right out in the wide open, but from where I was at, I just could not see him anywhere. Our cell phones were dying, and so communication was pretty poor today. Only a couple of days left, so we have some work to do.